Alrighty, this is day 12, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. I'll double check on Facebook. But today we got to sleep.
Well, last night we went to bed at a decent time.
Yeah, it was like 10:30, somewhere around
Which
there, 10:30,
for
11 o'clock, which
the rest of
pretty
this
good.
trip, pretty good.
Got to enjoy the jacuzzi one last time,
Yeah,
which was amazing. I miss it.
I miss it already.
Yeah, we got to go to bed. We woke up this morning at like 8:45, which was glorious. It was an amazing sleep. And then kind of got ready, and we took a train out of Rome to Naples. And then from there, we were supposed to get onto a bus from Naples coming down to Sorrento. So we've well documented our opinions and struggles with buses. And there are 3 things that Katie says that she struggles to do.
I have never been on the right bus at the right place at the right time without any help.
And today, how many of those did we get?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. So we got on the right bus at the right place, but it was like 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
So there were like 30 other people waiting out there for this bus. And so we get out there and we're like, we think we're in the right place this time. We're like, what bus are you guys waiting for? And they're like 029. And we're like, okay, cool.
That's
like,
us too.
Either we're all right or we're all wrong, because like the bus should have been there.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally Corey and this guy
we met
from Canada.
Yeah, we met a couple from Canada that were really nice. They were heading to Sorrento, and so we kind of talked a little bit about trains and buses and some of our struggles. And him and I kind of looked at each other and were like, well, there was a service desk up there. And Katie and I both looked at our phones. We both had data, and so we said, okay, like this guy and I will go check the service desk, and we'll see if we can't figure out what's going on. Oh, I have my headphone in still. I was talking to my parents on the phone. So we'll see, what's going on. So, and Katie and I both had data, so I was like, if it shows up, just call me. We'll come back down. Surely they'll wait for us. So we go up. And we ask a couple people, and they're like, oh, you got to go farther down. The service desk is farther down. So we finally get to the service desk, and Ashley is like, buongiorno, do you know anything about the bus going to Sorrento? And she's like, yeah, it's down. This is where the bus stop is. So I was like, yeah, but it's not here. I think it's supposed to be here. And she's like, you go now. I call their chief. I was like, okay. So I was like, well, at least we knew we were in the right place. And then we got back down, and it started to downpour right before the bus got there.
Right before. Like if the bus had been on time...
It would have been perfect.
Would have been fine. It was like very light sprinkle, right? No, like right before the bus pulls up, torrential downpour. So we got soaked loading our stuff onto the bus, which was fine. Much better than Bolano, having to walk 15 minutes. And I was like, I can walk across the parking lot in torrential rain. That's nothing.
Nothing compared to what we've done. So yeah.
So we got on the bus, the right place, the right bus, with very minimal help.
I mean, we went to the right place originally with no help.
Yeah. And so that's 2 out of 3. That's not bad. No. Still have not gotten on the right bus at the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time with no help. So, there's that. So then we rode to Sorrento.
Yep.
And we got here at like 3 o'clock, checked into our Airbnb.
Which is actually a B&B.
Which is actually a B&B.
Which is kind of cool.
Which is very cool. The only thing that kind of irked us at first is, yesterday I emailed our host or messaged our host, and I was like, hey, how does check-in work? Because we always book Airbnbs that do self-check-in when we travel. Because, you just never know when you're going to end up there. Especially on this trip where, we never know
what the bus
is going to do, or if we're going to want to sightsee in the city before we check into our Airbnb. And so we always just did self-check-in. So that way, whenever we're ready to check in, we just go, do the lockbox or the key pickup or whatever it might be. And then we can check in without anybody having to be there. And so I messaged her yesterday and I was like, hey, so how does check-in work? What's the combo for the lockbox? Where is it? Like that kind of stuff, right? She's like, oh, yeah.
We don't have a lockbox.
We don't have a lockbox. there's this villa right next to the Airbnb that someone will meet you there until 8 p.m. And you can check in until 8 p.m. And I was like,
wait, what?
What? Your listing literally says self-check-in with lockbox. This is totally opposite of what you listed. And so she's like, yeah, sorry, that unit doesn't have a lockbox. And I was like, so what happens if we're there after 8 p.m.? Like, we're just out of luck? And she's like, no, I'll come meet you. And I'm like,
what if it's like 2 in the morning?
I don't think I trust that. I just don't like this. Luckily, this one, we got here at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
If it had been like Bolano, it would have been like midnight.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was a little irked about that, and I will put that in the review that like
the listing was not accurate.
But I will say that the villa
is gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. We met the check-in lady, and she showed us the villa in her room, and we get free breakfast there in the morning. So it's just this nice little garden. There's a pool, trampoline, bunny rabbits. There's baby bunnies.
There's baby bunnies.
They're so cute. Lemons. And a pupper. And lemons.
So, yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
So a little bit of background about the area that we're in.
We're in Sorrento, which is known as the City of Lemons.
And it's about an hour drive south of Naples, which just outside of Naples is the city of Pompeii, which is famous for the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. And there's the excavation area, the archaeological area in Pompeii, which we'll get to see in a couple days. But because of the volcano eruption, there is volcanic ash in all of the soil in this area, which is very full of minerals and nutrients and fertilizer. And so the produce is massive.
Like it's on steroids.
It literally looks like you injected the produce with steroids.
Yeah. So when we were on our bus in Pompeii, I looked out the window at a street market. And, like, I had heard that the produce was diet, but, like, you don't really comprehend that until you... Like, when someone told me the lemons are as big as your head, I was like, sure.
I mean, but, like, okay, so
I was thinking, you know, like a softball size. Like, that would be a big lemon, you know?
It's still a big
lemon.
Back
home. Like, that's a big lemon. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I look out the window, and I think I see... a pile of lemons, and I'm like,
they're literally the size.
Like his head, not even mine. I have a tiny head, so I mean that's still impressive for a lemon, but like there are some the size of his head.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I mean they're ginormous. And then so we explored a little bit after we checked in and got a little snack. We got sorbet, lemon sorbet, served in a lemon.
So we walk up to this stand, and we because when we were walking to our Airbnb, we had seen somebody have this.
Yeah,
and just holding a lemon with ice cream in the top of it. It's like, I want that. And so we came back and found the place, and we're like, all right, we want one of the lemon sorbets. And he's like, okay. He has this little pile of lemons that he's selling. Like, these are just lemons that he's selling. Goes, grabs one, goes into his little shop, cuts the top off, scoops out a little bit of it, and then starts whipping up some gelato. Or some sorbet,
and puts it in there,
and then scoops it in
there. And tops it with a slice of lemon.
With the slice of the lemon. So good.
For all my Disney friends out there.
If you like Dole Whip.
If you've been to Disney and you've had Dole Whip. Dole Whip, it's lemon Dole Whip.
But better.
So I will be consuming a lot of that in the next 2 days.
Yeah. Because we don't have anything near that good.
We have probably abandoned the tiramisu and the gelato.
Yep, for sorbet.
For lemon sorbet. And that's okay, because I have found the best tiramisu, I think, that I'm ever going to find. It was Pompeii.
It was Pompeii. They're the king of gelato.
So,
tiramisu.
Yeah, we are now going to be eating gallons of lemon sorbet.
Well, because the thing is like...
So good.
Any of you back home know, like, you go to Brahms or something and get, like... their orange sorbet or sherbet or whatever, and it's like icy,
it's not bad.
And watery. This is creamy. It's
creamy. It's Dole Whip.
It's ice cream. Yeah, it's if you've had Dole Whip, it's Dole Whip.
It's Dole Whip,
but even creamier somehow. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. So we did that,
and then our Airbnb, not our host, but the lady who checked us in because she works at the B&B. Recommended a restaurant to us. And we're like, well, the last time we were recommended a restaurant by our host worked out good. So we went. It was called Ristorante
Trattoria
da Emilia. And we went there, and it was right on the water.
Like literally
right there.
right on the water.
And so we got fried fish, which were literally fried fish, whole fish.
Skin on everything. They were delicious.
But they were delicious. And then we got pasta
with fresh seafood.
With fresh seafood. So, had shrimp, clams, a little bit of octopus or squid.
That was good.
And it was absolutely amazing. Then we had a lemon cake for dessert, which was pretty good too.
Which was really good too. We did a little bit of shopping. Got some. So one of the things, like, we're gonna be on the water for the next couple of days, and we didn't bring any bath towels with it or beach towels with us on purpose because we figured, hey, we're gonna be in a beach town. They'll probably sell beach towels, so let's save some room in our suitcases and everything. And so we found these cute little beach towels and a beach bag. Because we didn't actually have a beach bag to this point.
Back home.
we just used little drawstring bags.
Drawstring bags, and I was like, maybe it's time.
But we found one of those. We got another piece of art from a local artist who was sitting there painting. He was great. And then, let's see, we got you a little headband, some odds and ends, and went to dinner. And then we came back from dinner and sat in our villa for a little while. There was a villa, maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 properties south of where we were that had some live music going. Live jazz music. So, but we could hear it from our villa. So we just sat in the courtyard, played with some bunny rabbits, and listened to some live music for 30 minutes or
Watched a lemon fall from a tree.
Yeah.
Like, we were just sitting there, and then we just hear thunk, and I look back behind Corey, and there's a lemon on the ground. I was like, whoa.
It was only the size of a softball.
It was so many of the trees, they're not all the size of your head. They're not all giant. Many of the trees do have, giant for us, like, very large still, but, like,
not the size of my head.
I would say normal sized lemons, okay? And then there's some trees that they're just giant. Like the one tree here, I took a picture of it, was a giant one. There was also, I think, an orange growing on it. Is that any gardeners out there, please help explain. Is it possible for oranges to grow on lemon trees? Because I swear...
Was it just a weird lemon? Because it wasn't shaped like a lemon.
It was not. It was round, and it was orange. It was an orange.
It looked like an orange.
It looked like an orange growing on a lemon tree, and I was really confused by it. But is this the thing? Is it possible? I don't know. It's magic.
So then we came back to our Airbnb. We're turning in pretty early tonight. So we determined that we kind of inadvertently scheduled this trip really well.
We did.
Because the first 10 days of this trip were very fast-paced, see a lot of things in a very small amount of time, lots of walking, very exhausting travel. Which we enjoy. We like seeing all the things. We like adventuring. But we're tired. Our feet hurt. And so it's really nice because this part of the trip... so what are our next 3 days?
Basically, the next 2 days are on a boat on the ocean.
For the majority of the day.
We booked tours. Boat tours.
Yep.
Not walking tours. Boat tours. So we'll be on a boat. Chilling, getting to swim, and then
I think both.
I don't want to give away everything because then they're gonna.
They'll see.
You'll see on the vlog, and then the last day is Pompeii. So
we kind
of planned in a vacation from our vacation, inadvertently, and I'm loving it.
Ain't it?
Yeah, it's good, and Sorrento is very quickly becoming my favorite.
Yeah, it's
place
gorgeous
that we've been. It's very quaint. I haven't seen a single scammer.
No.
Have you?
Not that I can think of. Maybe down by the marina. I think maybe I saw somebody, but not nearly as prevalent.
There's not really any scammers here. I like it. It's very nice. It's very nice town. Nice. So
big fan. So tomorrow we will be in Capri, or Capri as we call it, and the surrounding waters. So that's our boat tour tomorrow. We will see you all then.
All right.
Ciao.
Ciao.